These numbers are just horrible. There's no way to sugarcoat it. And the first way we'll sort of point that out is we'll look at where Donald Trump is now versus where he was 100 days into his first presidency. And you see it here. You don't have to be a mathematical genius. 41% approve of him now. It was 44% back in 2017 around the 100-day mark. And what's so notable here is that throughout his second term as president, he tended to be running ahead of where he was in his first term. No longer is that the case. He has fallen below where he was at this point in his first term. I look back at all of the polling he possibly could long before I was born, and Trump's 41% at 100 days is the worst on record. He has broken his own record for being the worst. The American people do not like what they are seeing at this point from Donald John Trump.
I love the use of the middle name needlessly, like how Trump always does that for some other people. But anyway, yeah, it's 100 days and people don't like what Donald Trump is selling. I mean, if it's like a scam grifty product, then way too many of his own supporters like what he's selling. But when it comes to his policies, they're not buying it. And across basically every category you can look into, this is really bad for him. At this point, only about half of Republicans say that he has focused on the right priorities. And they're still calling themselves Republicans. They're actively part of a cult, and half of them are like, I don't like what he's focusing on here. Americans are nearly twice as likely to say Trump has been mostly focusing on the wrong priorities as to say he's been focusing on the right ones, so they don't like this. 4 in 10 Americans say that he has been a terrible president so far, so that's pretty high. Majorities reject his handling of immigration, the federal government, the economy, trade, foreign conflicts, the Russia-Ukraine war, and the deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. So across foreign policy, domestic policy, war, economy, they're not buying it. More than half of respondents describe his presidency as scary and chaotic. Sentiments shared by significant portions of Republicans of all people, 47% of whom call it chaotic, and 36% call it scary. 1 out of 3 Republicans say his presidency scares them, but only like 2% say they regret their vote. That seems weird to me, I don't know. But let's layer on some more just awesome polls. There is a growing gender gap in polling, staggering new levels, NBC News says. And I know what you're thinking, now I already know about that. I know about what the election was like. No, it's getting worse for the Republicans. If you look at Trump's job approval, women approve of him less in every category. But amongst 18 to 29-year-olds, not even 1 in 4 approve of the job he's doing. Young women and young men could not be more different. Massive gap, even compared to the other age groups. And while this isn't about Trump, this is about Elon Musk, the co-president. Gen Z men are about in line with the national population and what they think about Elon Musk. 43% of them view him favorably. Only 20% of Gen Z women view Musk favorably. That is a devastatingly low. See, that's for Republicans, actually. They also only 20% view Republicans favorably. But if you focus on Elon Musk, only 1 in 5 are interested in him, which means that he's gonna have to really play the numbers game when he's DMing them, offering to knock them up. Because 4 out of 5 are gonna be like, get lost, loser. But anyway, yeah, no, they're not fans of him. They're not fans of Trump. They're not fans of Republicans. And hypothetically, many of them will be voting for literally decades. So that's long-term bad news for them. And I just want to throw out one extra poll. This isn't specifically about Trump, but it's about something that he and his followers imply that they're right about and that we're wrong about. You watching this are wrong about this topic. You're extreme and radical and you need to just stop it, okay? When they ask people about whether DEI programs are helpful, look at the level of support for that statement. Now, yes, women are higher on every category. Gen Z women, 85% say they're helpful. But even Gen Z men at 63%, the only group that isn't majority support for DEI is the 45 to 64-year-old men, and they still are 49% in support of it. Every other group is more positive. Sometimes big majorities, basically every young person supports these programs, but we've been convinced that we're crazy. Obviously, you need to root this out of the entire federal government. It doesn't matter how much you have to spend. Doesn't matter how many people you have to fire by accident. You have to get rid of DEI. No, people aren't buying it. Most Republicans aren't even buying it. So anyway, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the opposition to DEI, all wildly unpopular. JR, what do you make of it?
Well, hold on. No, I get it. Oh, there. Let's first off shout out to Harry Enten, that pollster over at CNN. My man must do some stretches, couple calisthenics. Maybe he runs a half mile every time before the dude comes up there and gets to doing squats every time he points at a stat. It's impressive. He made my knees hurt when I was right there. Come on, stop. But still, I enjoy him. Anyway, so as far as all these polls going and disaster that is this MAGA administration, does it seem like they care? You'll see what he had to say in response, of course, but does it seem like they care what their policies, their agendas, the things they say, the way that they talk to cameras, how they go on Fox News and pump up their chest and talk about all the laws that they're breaking and how they should break more laws? I think Carrie Lake is the latest to say we should break some laws and ignore some more judges. Straight up. So they don't care. Sure. Good sign seeing these numbers like this, because earlier I was talking about how too many Americans are on board with fascism, recognize it, and are like, yes, fascism. But there's obviously a significant majority of Americans who are not, crossing all party lines, but they don't care. I've said it before too. Why would a fascist care about representing people? They don't care about it. As more people hate him, he'll just say the opposite, knowing the truth, and continue barreling down this same road that he's going down. And when people, the 49%, the 54%, the 67% are fed up, he's gonna bull right through them some more because he's a dictatorial fascist guy. It's who he is. So he's looking for confrontations. He doesn't care about approving of anyone. He doesn't care about pleasing anyone. He doesn't care about representing people's needs or wants with their tax dollars. He cares about himself. So this is the same thought process that'll come no matter what these polls say. It's good to see him though.
Yeah, and he wants vengeance. We were gonna cover it today. It's gonna have to wait until tomorrow, but wait until you find out what he wants done to the pollsters. Rather than changing people's opinion, he just doesn't want to know what they are. So we'll get to that tomorrow on the show.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.